So you should be seeing the image or the login. Once you log in to Blackboard, there's basically the first thing you'll see are sort of the announcements. You can see this was the sort of quick second once a sharp-eyed viewer indicated that it's in fact Wednesday that we're doing this. And again, I will finish apologizing with that, but want to move forward with that. And then of course the information about the team meeting. Really, this, I suppose, would be better information for those who aren't here. Nevertheless, you have a number of different components. One of the things that I perhaps referred to in some of my emails and we'll talk more about through the semester or through the term is what are called Connect assignments. Again, with this being such an intense course, we have broken down the entirety of the biological world into 5 units, and with each unit, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters that are included in that information. And so one of the things that we have in order to help you stay up on that material and to supplement lectures such as this one and the laboratories is what are called Connect assignments. And these are created by the book company that runs the book, that publishes Mater. This bad boy right here. Well, you can't see it because you're watching the other screen. Anyway, the Essentials of Biology by Mater. So going to this, how this class works, you'll learn a little bit about what we're trying to do here, the different units, of course. And this right here is going to be your access. Now, you've paid for this access as part of your class, and there are, I'd say about 110 points of the total points in the class that can be earned here. And again, these exercises are created to try to really help invigorate the ideas of it. So before you have a chance to go to any of these Connect assignments with each chapter, you'll need to go into this section here and click on the Red Chef course materials and go through that process. And you can read a little bit about that there. If you have any problems with this, just let me know as we see each other in laboratory tomorrow. So yes, more good information about all the different components, how to succeed in this class and whatnot. Lab safety. This is another component that you need to kind of think about and get going right now or in the next 24 hours. What we want you to do is spend some time looking through the laboratory rules. There are a variety of different, like I said, rules in order to ensure your safety. It might not seem like a lot of the things that we do in laboratory are particularly dangerous per se, but there are in fact not only processes, but bacteria and other pathogens that are used in other classes in those same laboratories. And as you enter, you'll see a sign indicating that this is the laboratory that we're in is a biohazard laboratory. And so because of that, and because of these other things happening there, we want to ensure that you're as safe as possible. And so we have a number of different rules, some optional videos, and what we ask that you do, every single one of you, is at some point before the class tomorrow, click on the old lab safety quiz and begin and take it before laboratory begins tomorrow at 5:30. So please do take care of that, if anything else. Obviously, as we go through, we'll go through the syllabus a little bit more next time and have a comprehensive calendar in terms of the different assignments. The class materials, the next section of this page, the learning plans basically are structured for the 5 different units. And so we're in unit 1 right now, and you'll go in here and it indicates, well, what are the different components? We'll fix that action, and even a link to a lecture. So I will either publish the lectures that we are doing during the Wednesday, or during the other parts of the week, we'll upload lectures that I've done or that I'm doing to try to supplement that information. Additionally, you can get PowerPoints, you can get slides from all the different chapters in PDF. You can get a study guide, which is a very useful way to help you get through this material. And again, we have that set up, and we'll continue to have that set up for all of these sections. In terms of assignments, we have 3 different types of assignments that we are going to be graded on. First of all, the unit assignments. Each of the units has a particular assignment. All 5 of these units will have a specific assignment that relates to the material in that. And we'll talk more about them as we go. But the first 2 are actually formal lab reports, where you get to write up the exercise, the experiments that we did, do all the different aspects in the scientific method and what you see in a scientific paper. And we'll go through all those particularly tomorrow, because that will be the exercise that we use to grade and to have you fill in that first lab report. Later on this semester, we have other sorts of things, including a biotechnology paper. We get to learn all about DNA, RNA, a variety of different things, and how we've been able to utilize our knowledge about that in the areas of biotechnology. So that will be a paper sort of in the middle of our 8-week term. And then towards the ends, as we're talking about plants and animals, it'll give you the chance to do a scavenger hunt. Now, obviously, as things get a little bit colder, there may be ways of doing these hunts that we may have to be a little bit more creative in our assignments. So those are the unit assignments, and again, we'll talk more about those. This Connect, these are the SmartBook assignments, and so you can see at this point we've got 3 different ones from the first chapter and the second chapter and the third. Now, traditionally, other professors seem to like to have you do these before listening to the lecture. I certainly want that to be an option for you, but for me, it's also important to allow you to basically chew and digest on that material, maybe even participate in a lab related to that material, and then kind of go through these Connect exercises. And so these are, again, you have to go through that little red portion, how this class works. But once you do, you can kind of click on this Connect and log in and all that good stuff. It's important that you go through that process, because otherwise it doesn't necessarily, it's all interconnected with the classroom and with the Blackboard. So if you go through it the right way, then I can know when you've completed these assignments. Otherwise, it doesn't necessarily give you credit correctly. So we'll make sure that you are on the right page with that. So that we're back in assignments. The final thing is lab assignments. We don't have any of those right now, but lab assignments, these are going to be what you do during laboratory. You'll spend your time writing answers to questions as you're doing the different exercises, as you're doing the different laboratories. You'll take notes, you'll answer questions, fill in tables. We'll get data from the whole class sometimes, all sorts of collaborative things like that. And then a couple of times a semester, three or so times during the term, I will collect them, take them home, and just kind of make sure that you've filled them all in. So again, this is reinforcing not just the attendance in lab, but ensuring that you're kind of doing all of the different options, all the different things you can to help you learn and retain this information as you go through the class. So with the lab assignments, again, each one's worth about 5 points, but as we go through the term and as we do sometimes multiple exercises in a single laboratory, it is a good point, a good way to earn points. So these are the assignments. We then have quizzes and exams. And one of the things, again, if you've never done a online class, you one of the things that it asks you to use is the Respondus program, which we utilize for all exams. Essentially what this is a program that oversees the exam as you're taking it and has basically videotapes you so you're not like looking all over the place or looking in your book or doing things like that. Now, this is not something that, you know, I don't know any of you at this point, so I certainly wouldn't dare offend your sensibilities in terms of that, but it is the best way to allow us to do exams online. And so it is something, it is sort of the best practice that online classes have taken in. We also, so we'll have a practice so you can work on that. You can do it to make sure Respondus works before the first exam. And then there will be quizzes, for each of the 5 units and in the middle of the units, and then exams at the end of each of the units. The 5th exam is only 2 chapters, so it actually includes material from throughout the semester. So it's somewhat of a comprehensive exam and somewhat focused on the material in that last unit or unit 5. This is, but you have it like a study sheet, and it's, again, we're trying to use all these different tools at once to help you succeed. I think overall, the thing that helps most of you succeed is having an idea of the timelines, the deadlines, and that sort of thing. And so we'll make sure that all of those things are in place. In terms of the assignments, we'll have dates on the assignments when they're due. In terms of the, for instance, the SmartBook assignments, we'll have their dates here. So you want to do this by next week, and mid next week, etc. And these will kind of continue through the semester, but through the term. Class discussion, we don't really integrate into our class because we do meet regularly. And then there's the capacity to email myself or email myself and all your classmates or specific classmates and the like. So you can get in touch with other members of that team, and there is a number of different resources as well. So spend some time looking around it. We can bring it back up tomorrow to see if you have any questions about it. But the key things would be to go through how this class works and participate in and adopt the red shelf, the Connect for this course, and then do the lab safety exercise at the bottom of the lab safety section.